Once upon a time, in a sunny meadow filled with blooming flowers and chirping birds, there lived a clever fox with a shiny, bushy tail. Now, this fox was always up to some playful mischief, and one warm afternoon, he was wandering through the woods when his nose caught a whiff of something delightful. His tummy rumbled like a thunderstorm, and he followed that tantalizing smell until he stumbled upon a luscious vineyard. Oh my, the vines were bursting with ripe, juicy grapes that hung like purple jewels in the sky. The fox, with his eyes sparkling like the stars, couldn't resist the sight of those enticing grapes swaying gently in the breeze. But, oh dear! They were hung high above, much too far for the sly little fox to reach. With a determined gleam in his eye, he decided to try and jump up and grab them. He stretched his legs, took a few steps back, and with a mighty bound, he leapt into the air, his paws stretching out towards those dangling treasures. But, alas! He fell just a tiny bit short, landing on his furry behind with a soft plop. A little dizzy yet ever so determined, the fox dusted himself off, shook his head, and said, "Okay, let's not give up just yet." So, he wiggled his tail, took a deep breath, and jumped again, this time higher than before. His little heart raced as he soared towards the grapes, but oh no! He came tumbling back down once again, right where he started. It was like a bouncy ball that just wouldn't stick to the wall. But our clever fox, not one to back down from a challenge, tried again. Up he went, legs kicking, eyes focused on his grapey prize, but boom! Down he went again, landing with a thud and a puff of dust. Now, this was getting a bit ridiculous, was it not? But our fox, being quite the persistent little creature, thought he might outsmart the situation. He pondered and scratched his head with his paw. What if I climb this tree? Surely, the branches will help me reach those grapes, he thought excitedly. So, the clever fox scampered over to the nearest tree, climbed up with all his furry might, and then, with a gentle shake of the branches, he leapt back towards the grapes. For a moment, he felt like a soaring eagle. But, oh dear! He found himself landing nose first into a pile of soft grass, still too far from the grapes. That's right, still no grapes. His little heart mustered up just a tinge of frustration, but then he stood up and giggled softly to himself, brushing away the grass from his snout. Oh, they must be sour anyway, he huffed, rolling his eyes playfully. After all this jumping and climbing, he decided it was simply too much effort for something so high up and out of reach. So, with a swish of his bushy tail and a little grin on his face, he strutted off, chattering to himself. Sour grapes, I say. They might look tasty, but who wants to bother with a bit of trouble? And as the sun began to set behind the trees, painting the sky with shades of orange and purple, the clever little fox trotted away, thinking about his next adventure, perhaps one that didn't involve high-flying grapes. So, you see, dear little friend, sometimes when we can't reach something we want, it's easier to laugh it off and find another fun thing to do instead. And who knows what lovely surprises lie just around the corner? The end.